anniversary. We got a great deal on the hotel, so we had spending money. I'd spent so much time on the links at Royal Port Rush, I had to make it up to Jane, so I ordered a huge bouquet of flowers. The owner and I chatted as he did them, and when he was done, he said,
"Here, they're on me. A little something for your anniversary."
And I thought, Ireland really was the land of 100,000 welcomes.
With great offers on everything from airfare to accommodation, you can afford to go where Ireland takes you. Go to discoverireland.com.
On Broadway, nobody does spectacular quite like Mary Poppins, the hit musical New York can't stop talking about.
My feet would not stop tapping for an hour and a half straight.
The dance numbers are unbelievable. The energy on the stage is incredible. The audience, you can hear them gasp.
That's the magic of Mary Poppins, the musical with something for everyone.
I went into it thinking I was going to feel like an adult in a kid's show, and instead I felt like a kid.
Even I, a jaded New Yorker, went, how'd they do that?
Mary Poppins, from the irresistible story to the unforgettable songs, from the breathtaking dance numbers to the jaw-dropping stagecraft. No wonder it's the show everyone is talking about.
It sweeps you off your feet.
It's a spectacular show. It's about fun.
Now it's your turn to get swept up in the fun. Visit MaryPoppins.com for your tickets today.
This is 1010 Wins, New York's one and only all-news station. Phil Spadaro is our writer. I'm Sandy Klein.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. 51 degrees at 5:40 on this Tuesday, the 18th of May. I'm Lori Madden, and here's what's happening. Faisal Shahzad makes his first court appearance since his arrest. We have a live report coming up from Juliet Papa. Connecticut AG Richard Blumenthal says he misspoke, but did not mean to mislead about his military service. One body was found in a bag, another is missing, and so is the suspect. A wrongful death settlement could be in the works in the Sean Bell case. A teen driver is blaming GPS for making him turn into oncoming traffic. 1010 Wins AccuWeather calling for a rainy evening, cloudy with rain tomorrow.
This is Doug Thompson. The Yankees battle the Red Sox in the Bronx tonight, while Johan Santana starts for the Mets in Atlanta. The NBA holds the draft lottery tonight, and the Magic host the Celtics.
This is Larry Kofsky on Wall Street, where the Dow slid 114 as the euro slumped. Hewlett-Packard is higher in late trading after posting sharply higher profits.
Wednesday's time, 5:41. Time for traffic and transit on the ones. Here's Matt Ward.
Well, it's a pretty bad route on the Belt Parkway as I take note here on the Winds Jam Cam. And this report is sponsored by Sears Auto Centers. What's the deal on the Belt? Westbound side of Flatbush Avenue, there is flooding in the right lane. Then it stays heavy to the Verrazano. Eastbound, it's heavy from Ocean Parkway right back down to Kennedy Airport. Loads of traffic getting up to the George Washington Bridge, getting clobbered on the Cross Bronx out of the Bruckner. Deegan from the RFK Trauber Bridge. The FDR drive has been pretty rough as well, coming uptown from the 30s, the west side now from the 50s on up. At the bridges and tunnels, 40 minutes both directions at the Lincoln Tunnel, half an hour at the outbound Holland Tunnel, 15 minutes coming into the Holland, most of that from the Turnpike, half an hour at the inbound George Washington Bridge. Tappan Zee jammed into Rockland County, lots of traffic, Brooklyn Bridge, Queensboro Bridge, and getting to Queens on the Triborough, Whitestone, and Throsneck as well. Flight delays at the airports on alternate sides suspended tomorrow. Visit the Sears Automotive Center to keep your car running better, longer with the best total car care. Find a huge selection of tires, wheels, maintenance service, mechanical repairs, and a large assortment of accessories and supplies. Visit SearsAuto.com for more information and great offers. Sears, life well spent. I'm Matt Ward. An next report at 5:51 on 1010 Wins.
Wednesday's time, 5:42. The Times Square car bomb suspect was front and center in federal court this afternoon. Our Juliet Papa was there. She has more for us now in this live report. Juliet.
Yes, Lori, the first glimpse, the first look as Faisal Shahzad, the man charged with the plot to blow up the Times Square area earlier this month with his car bomb, came into court. It is his first court appearance since he was arrested May 3rd and has been talking to authorities ever since. Shahzad walked into the courtroom. He was handcuffed behind his back. He appeared calm, and he showed no emotion. He wore gray sweatpants and a gray sweatshirt and had a lawyer with him. Now, there's no plea at this time. In fact, Shahzad didn't say one word as he was informed of the terror charges against him. They carry, some of them at least, carry prison terms of life. Now, he is back in court June 1st. He had been cooperating with authorities, but for now, at least, with the hiring of a lawyer, it seems to be a court-appointed lawyer at this time. There probably will be nothing. He is charged with 5 terror-related charges with intent to kill, maim, and destroy property, and intent to cause explosives with deadly weapons. Juliet Papa, 1010 Wins, reporting live from the federal courthouse on Pearl Street.
Wins News Time 5:43. Sean Bell's fiancée may be one step closer to resolving her wrongful death lawsuit against the city and the detectives who shot Bell. A federal judge has set a July 20th settlement conference. The cops involved in the shooting were acquitted of criminal charges. Bell's family is observing what would have been his 27th birthday today. Wins News Time 5:44.
It's the #1 new musical of the season. See Nathan Lane and Bebe Neuwirth in the Addams Family. More tickets are on sale now. Visit Ticketmaster.com.
Wins News Time 5:45. Now 1010 Wins Sports, sponsored by your Tri-State Jeep dealer. From the Hyundai Sports Desk, here's Doug Thompson.
They were looking to get themselves turned around in a 2-game series in Atlanta, and the Mets had the right pitchers lined up to face the Braves. Johan Santana try to get the Mets back to the 500 mark tonight after Mike Pelfrey pitched into the 8th inning for a victory on Monday night. Santana still looking for his first win since the end of April. The Braves counter with right-hander Chris Medlin. Yankees go for the 2-game sweep of the Red Sox in the Bronx tonight, weather permitting. It's the final meeting between these teams until August. The Yanks with a dramatic win on Monday night with Alex Rodriguez and Marcus Timms hitting 9th-inning home runs off Jonathan Papelbon. Boston's closer now has 2 losses in 3 appearances against the Yanks this season.
Guys put good at-bats on him. No pitcher is going to be perfect. You start throwing a lot of pitches, you got a better chance of him making a mistake. And today, our guys didn't miss it.
The Yankee skipper Joe Girardi will give the ball to CC Sabathia tonight. Josh Beckett starts for the Red Sox. That is weather permitting. The gates at the stadium are open. The tarp is on the field. On the scoreboard, Hanley Ramirez was benched again today. Marlins beat the Diamondbacks 8-0. Reds topped the Brewers 5-4. It was the White Sox over the Tigers 6-2. The Rays beat the Indians 6-2. Blue Jays pounded the Twins 11-2. NBA, will see how the Magic respond to their first loss of the postseason tonight in Game 2 against the Celtics in Orlando. The league will hold the draft lottery tonight. The Nets have a 1-in-4 chance at getting the first overall pick. Sports at 15 and 45 around the clock and anytime on the web at 1010wins.com. Doug Thompson, 1010 Wins Sports.
Wins News Time 5:40.
What can you do when you open a checking account at TD Bank? How about capture your flag football team in action?
Hey guys, over here!
Or maybe your sister's horrible singing in the car.
With a voice like this, I can't go wrong.
The possibilities are endless, because when you open a personal checking account at TD Bank, you can get a Flip Ultra camcorder to capture anything you want.
All night long.
Don't worry, there's a delete button too. Open a TD Bank personal checking account by June 5th and make 8 debit card purchases and 2 payments with online bill pay within 45 days of opening, and the Flip Ultra camcorder is yours. Visit a store to open your account or visit tdbank.com/flip for details. Checking worth flipping for. Only at TD Bank, America's most convenient bank. Terms and conditions apply. Annual percentage yield for relationship checking 0.05% APY. For premier checking 0.25% APY on balances from $2,500 to $50,000. 0.40 APY for larger amounts. For 50-plus checking 0.10 APY. Flip Ultra and checking worth flipping for are trademarks of Cisco Systems Inc. and or its affiliates who are not participants and or sponsors of this promotion. TD Bank NA, member FDIC.
7, it's 51 degrees now.
Ever since I left my old job, I keep having this feeling that I forgot something.
Yeah, that happened to me too. Then I realized that I had left a ton of those plastic containers in the kitchen. I had nothing to bring my lunch in.
No, that's not it.
Well, did you leave a jacket on the back of your door? People forget those all the time.
No, I remembered that.
Huh, did you leave a coffee mug? Favorite pen?
No.
Calendar?
Mm-mm.
Personal stapler. I bet it was a stapler.
No. Oh, I know what it is. I left my 401k at my old job. Never rolled it into an IRA. I knew it was something.
Oh, I almost did the same thing. Just have Fidelity help you roll it over and take control. They make it really easy. They'll let you know your options to help you choose the appropriate investments. Just be glad you didn't leave a stapler, because you'll never see that thing again.
Want help rolling over an old 401k? Don't settle. Fidelity has the guidance and investments that can help you take control of your retirement. Call 1-800-FIDELITY or visit your local Fidelity Investor Center. Or visit us online at fidelity.com. Fidelity Investments. Turn here. Investing involves risk, including the risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Thanks to an unbeatable combination of engineering and value. This month, visit an authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for limited-time lease and financing rates, or simply visit searchmercedes.com, your source for everything Mercedes-Benz.
Wednesday's time, 5:48. Connecticut Attorney General and U.S. Senate candidate Richard Blumenthal is firing back against accusations that he lied about his military service. A front-page New York Times story cited examples of Blumenthal creating the perception that he served in Vietnam. He actually said that once when he was stateside during the war. Blumenthal says the statements were unintentional.
On a few occasions, I have misspoken about my service, and I regret that, and I take full responsibility.
Blumenthal made his statements surrounded by supporters.
Blumenthal received a warm reception from veterans at the VFW Hall in West Hartford. John Schmidt is the commandant of Post 9929.
You misspoke. And to me, that's saying that, okay, I made a mistake. I own up to I made a mistake.
Edmund Driscoll was skeptical. He's a conservative Republican who is a Marine Corps Vietnam combat vet.
I wanted to come here and hear an explanation. I thought I heard a politician apologize, which was very refreshing.
He says he still won't vote for him. Other veterans, though, say they never heard Blumenthal misrepresent who he was, and he was not known as a wannabe. Terry Sheridan, 1010 wins at the VFW Hall in West Hartford, Connecticut.
The commander of Connecticut's Veterans of Foreign Wars says he's outraged that Blumenthal would say he was in Vietnam when he wasn't. Richard DeFederico says Blumenthal had been considered one of the best friends a Connecticut veteran could have, but he says Blumenthal's remarks diminish the service of Vietnam vets. Wednesday's time, 5:49. The case of the dead woman found in a bag in Westbury last week goes international and may be connected to a missing woman.
Riza Kosa, the Long Island man whose wife disappeared and then turned up dead in a bag last week, had a girlfriend, and she is missing too. His wife, a Hicksville bank worker, went missing last summer and was found dead last Monday in a bag in Westbury where Kosa once worked. She'd been bludgeoned to death. The girlfriend, Hatice Corbajola of Canada, disappeared around the same time as the wife, and now her sister Azel fears Hatice was killed too.
I heard they find the wife, and I cried all day, Maybe my sister is the same thing, and he put in the bag.
Nassau and Canadian police want to talk with Riza Kosa, but he fled to his home country of Turkey. Mona Rivera, 1010 wins on Long Island.
Wednesday's time, 5:50. He took a wrong turn, and it's blaming his GPS device.
A 17-year-old New Jersey driver is accused of causing a violent four-car pileup on Route 33 in Manalapan.
He alleges his GPS told him to turn left. He did turn left through the median, even though there is no left turn. You have to take a jug handle.
Police Captain Chris Marsala says luckily everyone walked away with minor injuries.
You as a driver should be paying attention to your driving, not paying attention to electronic devices in the car.
And AAA New Jersey Auto Club's Kathleen Lewis says your GPS is just a guide and never should take the place of what's actually going on in front of you.
Not just listening to a machine. GPS systems don't understand traffic patterns. They understand directions.
Steve Sandberg, 1010 wins in New Jersey.
Wednesday's time, 5:51. Time for the Mavis Discount Tire traffic and transit report on the ones. Here's Matt Ward.
Well, the traffic on the Connecticut Turnpike very crowded north exit 5 and 6. An accident on the shoulder. More delays up to Norwalk with an accident cleared. The Merritt Parkway has been very crowded as well, coming north down through the New Canaan and the Westport and Fairfield areas back into the 5 boroughs. Just been overloaded on the area roadways. The Grand Central Parkway down and beyond LaGuardia. Plenty of slowdowns. The LA has been jammed. BQE down to Little Neck Parkway, and long delays on the Bell Parkway as well. On the east and the westbound side, we've had plenty of slowdowns on the Bell Parkway. And the bridges and tunnels, still lots of traffic. Queensbound RFK, Triborough Bridge, Whitestone and Throgneck, both ways on the Queensboro Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge, very slow back over to Brooklyn. 40 to 45 minutes in each direction at the Lincoln Tunnel. Half an hour leaving town of the Holland Tunnel. 15 minutes coming in, most of that from the Turnpike. 30 minutes at the inbound George Washington Bridge and the Tappan Zee, very slow, crossing into Rockland County. Weather-related flight delays at the airports and alternate sides suspended for tomorrow. I'm Matt Ward on 1010 Wins.
The next Mavis Discount Tire traffic report in 10 minutes. Opening tonight's time, 5:52. Now the official 1010 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Sponsored by Mortgage Restructuring Solutions. With a live report, here's Dave Bowers.
Well, Lori, the intensity of the rain diminishing across the city this hour, but we will continue to see at least some light rain or drizzle right on through the balance of the night. Temperatures hardly moving here with the cloud cover. And tomorrow, mostly cloudy, just a shower or two. There'll be some definite breaks, high about 64 degrees. And then it finally clears out later tomorrow night. Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday, actually some nice weather. Thursday and Friday will be mostly sunny, well up into the 70s to near 80. Saturday, sunshine followed by clouds, but still a comfortable day, high 74. 50 degrees, light rain in Central Park, 96% humidity, and northeast wind 18 miles an hour. Repeating the current temperature 50 and holding steady in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Dave Bowers on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds.
Wednesday's time, 5:53.
This is 1010 Winds. You give us 22 minutes.
And we'll give you the world. Traffic and the weather.
The sports news is on quarter to the hour, quarter after the hour.
We'll give you the world.
Wednesday's time, 5:54. Child advocates say there is a renewed emphasis on why reading is fundamental. We get the story from correspondent Jim Hickey.
Dad had a pet.
Teaching children to read at a young age is key to the nation's economic well-being. That is why the Annie E. Casey Foundation says reading by the end of third grade matters. The nonprofit children's support group says the path to dropping out in high school starts when kids fail to reach a proficient level in reading at that early age. That impacts their earning capability as adults, and, says the foundation, the nation's productivity suffers.
The report finds 67% of fourth grade students do not read on grade level. Governor Patterson and legislative leaders agree on one thing. There has been little to no progress since the budget deadline of April 1st came and went. There's still no budget. They sat down today and the governor warned he might force lawmakers to skip their state political conventions in order to craft a budget.
We are going to have to make decisions we don't want to make. We are going to have to make decisions that may be unpopular.
The state is facing a $9 billion deficit. A federal judge in Albany will hear arguments next week on the one-day-a-week state worker furloughs. Wednesday's time, 5:55. Money Watch in 60 seconds on 1010.
At Lexus of Greenwich and Lexus of Mount Kisco, we challenge you to find more luxury, more value, and more convenience in the ownership of your luxury vehicle. Compare our Lexus to the competition, and you'll see the clear advantage on product, pricing, service, and overall experience. Take the challenge today at Lexus of Greenwich and Lexus of Mount Kisco. Special pricing now available during our unprecedented access sales event. Take the challenge at either of our locations, Lexus of Greenwich and Lexus of Mount Kisco.
On Broadway, nobody does spectacular quite like Mary Poppins, the hit musical New York can't stop talking about.
My feet would not stop tapping for an hour and a half straight.
The dance numbers are unbelievable. The energy on the stage is incredible. The audience, you can hear them gasp.
That's the magic of Mary Poppins, the musical with something for everyone.
I went into it thinking I was going to feel like an adult in a kid's show, and instead I felt like a kid.
Even I, a jaded New Yorker, went, how'd they do that?
Mary Poppins, from the irresistible story to the unforgettable songs, from the breathtaking dance numbers to the jaw-dropping stagecraft. No wonder it's the show everyone is talking about.
It sweeps you off your feet.
It's a spectacular show. It's about fun.
Now it's your turn to get swept up in the fun. Visit MaryPoppins.com for your tickets today.
And 5:56 now. Money Watch on 1010 Wins, sponsored by Time Warner Cable Business Class. Here's Larry Kanter.
It was another rough day for stocks. A renewed slump in the euro pressured the market. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 114. The S&P 500 tumbled 16. The Nasdaq Composite dropped 36. Wholesale prices fell in April. The government says its producer price index dropped 0.1%. Roy Blumberg at the Philadelphia Group says that suggests no need for the Fed to raise interest rates for a while.
Frankly, it's been delayed more than most people have expected, and a number like this continues to suggest that maybe that will be delayed a little bit longer.
It was the second decline in 3 months. A separate report shows housing starts jumped 5.8% last month, a better than expected reading. But building permits, an indicator of future activity, fell sharply. Pfizer is getting out its pink slip pad, the drug maker cutting 6,000 jobs as it trims manufacturing following last year's acquisition of Wyeth. It will close 8 plants and reduce operations at 6 others. Pfizer fell 30 cents. Cisco Systems is beefing up its consumer operations. It's agreed to buy privately held Moto Development Group for an undisclosed price. Moto helped to develop Flip Video, which Cisco acquired last year. Cisco Systems lost $0.50. Larry Kofsky, 1010 Wins at the MarketWatch.com Wall Street Bureau.
Money Watch at 26 and 56 minutes past every hour on 1010 Wins. Wins News Time, 5:50.
Hey, I'm
I'm Jeff Bakalar.
I'm Wilson Tang.
And I'm Justin Yu. It's the 404 Mini Bite on CNET.com. Today we're talking about email.
Hotmail is back in the news. That's Microsoft's free email web service. According to them, it's the world's largest, and they say they're adding new features to make it cool again. Now, I still have a Hotmail account, but mostly it's because it's what I use for spam and to register for certain NSFW websites.
What a weirdo. Well, after 12 years, the service is finally getting upgrades that automatically sorts your inbox and lets you preview incoming media without actually opening the email. That took 12 years? How long is it going to take before we get color coding?
My money's on never, actually. Believe it or not, there are still millions of Americans with a Hotmail account, but that's probably because a lot of them never deleted it once opening a new Gmail account. For these stories and much more from the strange world of tech, be sure to catch us live or on demand every day at the404.cnet.com.
Today's time, 5:59.
WINS, WINS-HD, WWFS-HD3, New York.
And now the Allergy Alert Forecast, sponsored by ENT and Allergy Associates, the ear, nose, and throat specialists. Breathe better. Tomorrow's outlook is low with oak, birch, and maple, the predominant pollen. Your official 1010 Winds AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Cloudy tonight with occasional rain and drizzle, low 50 degrees in Midtown. Tomorrow, another cloudy day with a shower popping up, high 64. Tomorrow night, showers early. It should clear up late, low 56. And then we have real nice weather on the way Thursday. Mostly sunny, much warmer, high 77. Friday, another sunny day, high 80. It is 51 degrees now, raining in New York, humidity 96%, pretty windy, winds out of the northeast at 15 miles per hour, gusting to 20 miles per hour. Repeating the current temperature, 51. We're going down a notch to 50 in Midtown tonight. This is 1010 Winds, New York's one and only all-news station. Elise Ebersman is our service aide. I'm Lori Madden.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good evening, 51 degrees and raining at 6 o'clock on this Tuesday, May 18th. I'm Larry Kanter, and here's what's happening. Charges against the Times Square car bomb suspect are read in court. He did not enter a plea. Connecticut Attorney General Richard Blumenthal denies intentionally misrepresenting his service during the Vietnam War. A Canadian doctor is charged with providing human growth hormone to a former NFL player. A New York City police officer is accused of having sex with women suspects under threat of heavier charges. Indiana Republican Congressman Mark Souder confesses to an affair and says he's resigning. 1010 Winds AccuWeather, more rain tonight, still a chance tomorrow.
This is Doug Thompson. The Yankees go for 2 in a row over the Red Sox tonight in the Bronx. The Mets look to get back to 500 in Atlanta. NBA draft lottery is coming up tonight, and the Magic host the Celtics.
This is Larry Kofsky on Wall Street. The Dow closed at 10,510, down 114. The government says wholesale prices fell in April. We find out about retail prices tomorrow.
Winds News Time 6:01. Time for the Mavis Discount Tire Traffic and Transit Report on the One, sponsored by Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. Here's Matt Ward.
Big time delay in the Bronx. This delay in the Cross Bronx is so big it can't fit on the Cross Bronx. It starts up on the New England Thruway up around Bartow Avenue, continues all the way back up to the George Washington Bridge, and along the way a crash just beyond the Bronx River Parkway. 2 lanes are currently blocked. Deegan is jammed from the RFK Trauber Bridge all the way up with a stalled car around the Grand Concourse area. Traffic along the east side has been jam-packed coming uptown from the 30s to the GW Bridge, the west side from the 50s on up, and at the bridges and tunnels. Heavy traffic getting to Queens, RFK Trauber Bridge, Whitestone and Thrice next to lots of traffic. Queensboro Bridge and the Brooklyn Bridge too. 40 minutes in both directions at the Lincoln Tunnel. The Holland Tunnel about a half an hour leaving town, 10 to 15 minutes coming in, most of that from the Turnpike. 30 minutes at the inbound George Washington Bridge, and the Tappan Zee has been jammed crossing back into Rockland County. Accident in New Jersey, 287 north at exit 39. Another one cleared at exit 44. Weather-related flight delays at the airports and alternate sides suspended for tomorrow. I'm Matt Ward. Our next report at 6:11 on 1010 Winds.
Winds News Time 6:02. The Times Square car bomb suspect finally appears in court. Our Juliet Papa has more now in this live report from federal court in Lower Manhattan.
Larry, looking tentative but showing no emotion, wearing gray sweats with his hands cuffed behind his back, Faisal Shahzad made his first public appearance in the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan to face terror charges. Maine. It was on May 1st, a busy Saturday night, that a street vendor in
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.